Hi, and welcome to another deck roundup for the month of October. It's a little bit late, I know. I haven't really posted much, I know, but I'm so ready to be back. So here are the decks that are coming out in the month of October. Starting with the Sacred Rebels Oracle Pocket Edition. So it says here September 8th that the publication date is, but I'm so sure that it once said October, but since I skipped September, I might as well talk about this one. So this is the pocket edition of an Oracle deck that is already out there. I know that a lot of people loved the original version. So I think that if you wanted a smaller version of that Oracle deck, then this is great. It looks like it has like the just the regular card on the front, but then on the back, it seems to have the interpretation. But I also thought that there was a book with it. Yeah, okay, a 20-page booklet. So yeah, that is the Sacred Rebels Oracle Pocket Edition. Next, we have the Enchanted Wheel Oracle. Both this deck and also the previous deck has 45 cards. This one is round. I don't hate round cards necessarily. I like them for an Oracle deck. I used to have the Tea Leaves Oracle, which I really liked. And I also have the, what is it called? The round deck from the Wild Unknown series, the Archetypes, I think, the pocket edition I have. So I like this. Phoenix, Earth Fairy, and I like that we have the keywords on the bottom here. I will say with like the art is so pretty, and I think that the border around it is too big. I don't mind borders on cards. I know some people hate borders on their cards. But in this case, I feel like it's just the border is too large, and I don't love the color choice of like this green border with the phoenix. I don't like it. I wish that the image, the artwork was larger. Yeah. So is there anything else that we can see about this deck? It has a large guidebook and yeah, celebrating the pagan wheel of the year. Okay, so that is the Enchanted Wheel Oracle. Oh, and here it says coming out in November. I love that I take so much time to prep these lists only to learn that when I'm filming this, that they are that are going to be published later. Oh well, then we will already have seen this. Next, we have the Anime Tiny Tarot deck. So this is also a deck that is already out in a larger version, but this is a tiny version in a tin. I'm assuming that this is all based on existing animes. I'm not really that well versed in anime. So, okay, so if I see this, and I've said this before and I've got some critique on it, which is fine. But when it says unleash your hidden power, you cannot tell me that this is not written by AI. Because I have used AI, I used it for like a starting off point. English is not my first language, so sometimes I need a starting off point to write something. And these are so, like, I've seen this so much, like unleash your hidden power. And the critique that I got is that not all well-written text is necessarily made by AI, but that's kind of my point, because this is not well written. Unleash your hidden power with this exquisitely illustrated tarot deck celebrating the dynamic world of Japanese anime. I don't know. Collectors will delight in holding these perfectly scaled down decks in their hands. You cannot tell me that this is not written by AI. And I don't understand why this needs to be written with AI, because there's already an anime tarot. So it's not that hard to just come up with your own text, right? Okay. Coming out October 14th by Inside Editions. Okay. Next. The Hocus Pocus, again, a tiny deck. A deck that is based on an existing deck. I have never watched Hocus Pocus. I don't really remember it being like well known here in the Netherlands. I don't know. But if you like the movies, I think there are multiple movies, and you like the first deck, then and you want a mini version, maybe you want to go trick or treating, but do it tarot. This would be a deck to do that with. Okay, this is coming out October 14th, also by Inside Editions. The Necronomicon Tiny Tarot. Oh my god. Is Inside Edition just coming out with all of these like tiny tarot decks based on decks that are already exist? I think this Necronomicon is also like a fandom thing. Wait. Manipulation is the magician. Okay, I guess. Imagination. Okay. Growth. Okay. So they are definitely renamed, many of the cards, I think. Do we have a... No, we don't have more images here. Sometimes we do. Yeah, Tarot set now made tiny. I have heard of this. I don't know how to pronounce it. And H.P. Lovecraft's, I've also heard about that. I don't have anything else to say. I don't know what this is. But if this is a fandom that you're a part of and you want a tiny deck, this is for you, coming out October 14th. Oh my god, another tiny deck from Inside Editions. Fallout. So my partner played the game Fallout. There are a couple of different games, I think, from it. That he has played, and we have both watched the first season of the show, which we liked it, but I don't think I'm definitely not as into this part of it, so this doesn't really attract me that much, but I think it's cool if you've played the game and you want a tiny deck of this, I guess. October 14th. Next, we have the Stokes Tarot card pack. Okay, here it says coming out in November, but I'm sure that in a couple of countries it might be coming out in October. I'm still including it. Let's see. By the fantastic modern artist Stokes, whose dragons, unicorns, mages, and fairy queens are timeless and popular. Okay. Oh, this is it? Okay. This is it. I mean, the Queen of Wands looks cool. Yeah. But other than that, I can't really say much about it because there's nothing here. Maybe we'll see more the sooner, like when we're getting closer to release. Yeah, coming out early November by Flame Tree Gifts. I don't know if I've heard of that. Couture Tarot by Red Feather, coming out October 28th. Explore a bold new visual tarot landscape expressed through the art of couture fashion. I think that is an interesting concept. I don't think we've seen something like this before, so it's definitely original. Couture Tarot re-envisions the archetypes of the tarot through the lens of couture fashion and collage collage art. The colorful cards feature meticulously arranged images compiled from US and international fashion magazines such as Vogue, Harper's Bazaar, Elle, whatever. I don't know. I can't pronounce that. So let's take... Oh. It's very collage. It's very collage. So this really has to be your thing. I mean, I appreciate the creativity that goes into collaging, but I find it really hard to read with a tarot deck that is collage. Especially as collagey as this, it looks really busy. But if you are into collage decks, and you like this concept, I think it looks pretty cool. Yeah. Okay, coming out again October 28th. Then we have the Wicked Moon Tarot coming out October 8th by Llewellyn. Ooh, this is actually pretty cute. Let's see. That looks so cute. I know. I have plenty of, honestly, I have plenty of decks, period, right now. But this looks really cute. Look at that. So fun. And I love the use of color. I love this type of art style. This feels very storybookish for me. A young witch sets off on an incredible journey across 4 realms, each the embodiment of a season. Throughout this magical adventure, cadened by the Sabbats, the girl must face trials and problems, meeting quirky characters and fantastic creatures that will help her along the way. Nice. So this is also like a visual representation of the Wheel of the Year, but more with a sort of a narrative experience, I guess. So we also saw the other round deck just now that is with the Wheel of the Year, but this is more up my alley, and because it talks about a young witch and it has the sort of like traveling the Wheel of the Year, I think this is really cool for younger people who want to get into tarot, but these images don't look scary. I think they do keep a lot of the symbology, if I'm seeing that correctly here. Yeah, I think this is really fun this would be really fun for younger people. Do we have more cards here? A little bit. I think this is the same box as the Earthwoman Tarot, the Yokai Tarot, because I think we've seen this from, it is Llewellyn, but are these from Lo Scarabeo? I don't know. The backs are also really pretty. This might be one that I pick up or that I'm gonna ask them to send to me, because they have recently reached out again if I want more, if there are some decks that I want. So yeah, let me know if you're interested in seeing this deck on my channel as well. Okay, the Ritual Earth Oracle by Rockpool, coming out October 7th. So this one is already out. Oh, the previous one also, by the way. Okay, Ritual Earth Tarot. What do we have here? Hungry Ghost, Burdens, Guilt, Redemption, Release. So you guys know I appreciate when you have a not a cryptic title, but just like the title that is not necessarily super descriptive, but then you have the card keywords on the card as well. I appreciate that because I like especially with an oracle, to put my own intuition in there a lot. So I rarely read the oracle guidebooks because I just really like to read intuitively with oracle decks. And having these keywords here without the rest of the explanation of how the keywords apply to this card and what we're seeing, I like to fill that in myself. Sometimes I do read the guidebook if the concept of the guidebook really attracts me, or if there's something that I want to learn. So I think that's cool. This is not necessarily a deck that I think I really need. It doesn't really speak to me, but I appreciate it. Yeah, the Ritual Earth Oracle. Again, another tiny tarot deck by, what is it called? Inside Editions, coming out October 14th. The Nightmare Before Christmas tiny tarot deck. Again, in a tin, maybe for your trick-or-treating. I have nothing else to say. I have never seen this. I'm not a big Halloween person, mostly or pretty much because Halloween isn't really a big thing here. I actually do have a Halloween party this year, and costumes are mandatory. So we already bought our costumes. I'm not gonna say what we're gonna be because it's like a couple costume. We really wanted to do that. I might show a picture of our costume in an upcoming video or maybe as a post on Instagram or something. But I think it's pretty great. I even crocheted something, okay? So talking about crochet, I think I can show you here. Let's see. So I've been doing more crochet again for Tarot with Ruby. So this is my Etsy shop, and I have added some of these plushies to my Etsy shop as well. I still have my tarot reading. I redid my beginner's guide, the cheat sheets that I have. Look at this. Look at the evil frog. And I'm also doing tarot posts, so like mini magic meals, what I've called it. So if you want to take a look at that, you can. I'm also crocheting tarot bags again. So yeah, those will be uploaded soon as well. Yeah, I don't know how I got there. Oh yeah, because I crocheted a fairly significant piece to my Halloween outfit, but I'll share that later. Next, the Egyptian Sacred Animals Oracle, coming out October 8th, so this is also already released. After the incredible success of the Egyptian Tarot and the Egyptian Gods Oracle cards, this person, I don't want to screw up their name, returns to the banks of the Nile. This new deck is dedicated to the ancient Egyptian custom of animal worship. Okay. Makes sense with the title. Sacred Cow. Beetle. Oh wow. Hippopotamus. Okay, okay. Lion. Cool. I mean, if you're really into Egyptian culture or you're working with Egyptian, I know gods and goddesses, I guess, this might be really fun. And yeah, okay. I don't really know what else to say because I don't really know much about this. This is published by Llewellyn and is already out. Then another Inside Edition, October 14th, Tiny Tarot deck. This is the Horror Tiny Tarot. Okay, so let's take a look at what the Horror Tarot deck actually looks like. This is the large version, but they've just come out with the tiny version, but they didn't display any cards, basically. Okay. Yeah. This doesn't do much for me. I don't really care about something like this. With vampires, werewolves, other frights. Okay. Okay. So that is the tiny tarot deck, the horror tiny tarot. Okay. Oh my god, another tiny tarot deck. Inside Edition, October 7th, so this is already out. Supernatural, I have never watched this either. The Fools, I like that, that they've done it in plural. Okay, all the cards are like in the same coloring. Is that really like typical for the show Supernatural to have it in this coloring? Yeah, again, not much else that I can say. I've never watched this, so yeah, it's already out if you want to get it. Mystical Woman's or Women's Tarot, a deck of fearless femmes. A magical full-color tarot deck of powerful women. We love that. With richly detailed fantastical illustrations, this stunning new tarot deck of mystical women is a must-have. Okay. Okay, let's take a look. Oh, okay, we have more pictures of the insides of the guidebook. Then we do, oh, okay, we have moons. The suit of moons. Air. Huh. I would not have thought that moons would be air. I would have thought it would be cups, water. Okay. Okay, so we have this one. What card would this be? This is 13, so would this be death? This is 13, right? Yeah, this is probably death. And then this is the sun. Okay, it says here soul, but it doesn't say anything here. I am already upset by the inconsistency. I can appreciate these symbols though. Yeah, do we have more cards here? No. Okay, so this is it. It's coming out October 14th. Hopefully we can see a couple more images then. But I doubt it, honestly. Yeah, so this is all we have. Based on this, I would not purchase this deck, to be honest. Yeah, Mystical Women's Tarot. Would love to hear your thoughts on that. Then we have the Tarot of Secrets. This is also already out, published by Llewellyn. Tarot of Secrets. Let's see. I like the box. Looks pretty. And it seems like the cards are really colorful as well. Yeah, I think these cards are really pretty. But I don't know if this is... Oh my god. The only thing that I can think of when I see a bird, like, above my head is like, is it gonna shit on my head? So that is the first thing that I thought with the owl on her head. Like, please don't let the owl shit on her head. Yeah, sorry. Okay, so this is the Tarot of Secrets. Unlock and embody the timeless secrets of the universe through your own transcendent DNA. That's an interesting sentence. There are secrets here, deep secrets, timeless secrets to connect you with a formidable current of universal wisdom and renovate your world. Okay, I guess. Okay. The description doesn't really do much for me, to be honest. Yeah, it says the same here on the box. Okay. Well, let me know your thoughts on this. What do you think? And do you like deck descriptions like these that really, for me, it is a lot of woo-woo and fluff, and it doesn't tell me anything, for me, useful about the deck. Like, I guess this is them sharing their thoughts, the concept behind the deck, but it's just so fluff and so woo that it doesn't tell me anything. But just let me know your thoughts. Maybe I'm wrong, or I'm just not seeing anything or something. Okay, yeah, this is the David Bowie inspired tarot. There was already a Starman Tarot, but this is revised and updated. So let's take a look at this. Love the colors. This is so fun. But this is not... I don't think this is a deck that I would use. Although I do really... I have done a couple of readings at some specifically queer events. And I feel like this deck does give that. Like that energy. So that's pretty cool. Let me know your thoughts. So do we have... Okay, this is the Starman kit. So this is the updated version. And if it's gonna load... I guess we're not gonna compare. This is the Starman Tarot coming out at the end of this month. Green Codex Tarot Kit, also published by Llewellyn, is also already out. Okay, you guys know I love this art style. I love this coloring. I will say this vibe reminds me a little bit too much of the Earth Woman Tarot, and I love that deck. So that could mean that I love this deck as well, but I actually don't want this deck to take away any time from my Earth Woman Tarot, because I love that one so much. Yeah. But I think this looks really pretty as well. Let's see. Unite with your nature and intuit. Is it just intuition? Oh, and intuit your future. Okay. With this 78 card and guidebook kit. Okay. Yeah. So let me know your thoughts. I think this looks really pretty, but I don't think I should get this. Okay. The Crystal Tarot. Yeah, new edition, because again, there already is a Crystal Tarot. I'm not seeing it here. I don't think this is it. No, that's the Crystal Oracle. So yeah, some of you might have the original one. I don't hate this. I even quite like the borders, even though this bothers me. Like having the white sides here and then just one more little stripe or bar of the image. That bothers me. I know it might be a little petty, but that bothers me. Okay, Crystal Tarot. It's a new edition. Let me know your thoughts. Let me know if you have the original version and if you're gonna get this version. Next, we have the Wild Eden Tarot. So I have looked at this. This is coming out also by Llewellyn. It's already out as well, so you can already order it. Enter a lush paradise brimming with animals and people living in harmony through this elegant deck and guidebook set. Each card a glimpse of heaven on earth, each scene a moment of pure bliss and perfection. Wild Eden Tarot takes you to a lush paradise brimming with animals and people of all kinds living together in a state of untainted primordial harmony. It has nudity. Okay. So yeah, it has quite a bit of nudity actually, which I don't necessarily mind, but it's not really something that I necessarily am looking for in a tarot deck. So this will not be for me. Let me know your thoughts on this. Then we have the Torah in the Tarot, a beautiful tarot deck and booklet revealing the lost and forgotten Jewish origins of the tarot, featuring a foreword by poet Ariana Reins. Okay. So there's nothing necessarily here image-wise. So there's not much that I can say about that. Yeah, if this is something that interests you, you know, it's coming out October 28th. I don't know this publisher. Yeah, let me know your thoughts. Okay, then we have the Seasons of the Witch, a winter tarot. So this is from the same creators as the Season of the Witch Oracle decks, or most of the Oracle decks, because they switched artists after the first two, I think. So this is a tarot deck, the Winter Hermit. And I love this art style. It is my favorite. I wish the other decks in the first couple of decks in the series were also with this artist. Not to bash the other artists, but this is just really up my alley. And I'm not a winter person. I love the summer and the spring, so if they're coming out with a spring or summer deck, then I might pick up that one. But this is really pretty. Would love to hear your thoughts. Are you gonna... Okay, so have you purchased all of these Season of the Witch oracles? And if you have, are you gonna buy all the Season of the Witch tarot decks? Because they're gonna be coming out with 4 tarot decks, I'm assuming, since there are 4 seasons. Yeah, coming out by Rockpool, October 14th, so in a couple days. Let me know your thoughts. Okay, the last one that I want to talk about is the Lubanko Tarot. I'm not sure if this was an indie deck first, but this is coming. It is already out and it's published by Llewellyn. They actually sent me this deck, and I have been looking at this deck. This has been on my wish list to buy, but then they already sent it to me. So I do think that my next video is gonna be a walkthrough of this deck, just because I think it looks so cool. And it's definitely prettier in real life, I will say that. The colors are vibrant, but it feels like, or it sort of looks like all the colors are painted on like a black background, because it has a dark look. I don't know. I love it though. At least the look of it. I haven't worked with it much yet. but I think it looks really cool. Explore the surreal, the intense, the queer, and the divine. Yeah, it has multiple versions of the Lover's card, which I'll show you when I do the video. Let me know your thoughts. Do you have this tarot deck? Can you tell me if this used to be an indie deck, and if so, do you have it? Okay, so this is the last deck that I have to talk about. So I kind of want to go back to my Etsy shop just because I'm really happy with the fact that I'm expanding on my Etsy shop, right? So I am doing readings. I have done this one as well. So where you get a handwritten tarot message, and I've had a lot of fun taking these pictures. And again, I'm gonna do more crochet tarot bags, tarot mats. Let me know your thoughts on all of the decks and the things that I have in my Etsy shop now. Like, do you like the idea of the shelf buddies? Because I actually redid my tarot shelves and have put a lot of my shelf buddies on there. Yeah, just let me know your thoughts. Thank you so much for watching, and